What's up? I'm Ozzy. Some of you know me as Aesthetic Ozzy. Well, for those of you who don't know me, basically I lost 100 pounds twice. The second time, I got in much better shape. I got in the best shape of my life. I got visible abs and have been able to keep it off for the last 2 years and running. And well, today, that's what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about why I was even in the position that I had to do it twice to begin with. Oh, and before we get into it, I'm a big believer that if you're not in shape, especially as a man, then you're not your best self. And if you're not your best self, it's impossible for you to live your best life. Now, that being said, if you want to work with me one on one to get in the best shape of your life, unlock your best self, and unlock your best life, links in the description and also in my channel bio, or you can just DM me lean on Instagram or TikTok at aesthetic_o.z. That'll also be in the description. But yeah, other than that, let's get into it. So like I did like a short form, explaining my full fitness story because that's how I got into making content to begin with. Just doing short form. But I realized I haven't actually made a long form explaining this. So yeah, basically how I got started in fitness. So for me, when I was in college, especially those that knew me, when I was in college, I used to play basketball, just for fun, whatever, pretty consistent with it, right? And most of the time when I would play, I was used to being one of the most athletic people on the court, right? And I experienced going from that to I kind of fell off, stopped working out, being as active, eating not so great a diet, and just taking on multiple not so great habits. A lot of stuff that's really like normalized here in the US, but I'm not gonna blame. Nobody forced me to take on those habits, right? But basically, I gained weight much faster than I realized and just got severely out of shape. And the wake up call for me was when I was breathing hard going up some stairs. That frustrated me to no end and just really pissed me off. And because of that, so I started looking up everything I could find about like nutrition, working out, right? And this was like around that end of 2019, early 2020, around when that thing around the world happened, as YouTube doesn't like us saying it for whatever reason. Basically, basically that was my wake up call, and from there I learned everything I could about fitness, and I started working out. I was going to gym like what 5 6 days a week, basically. Starting much healthier, right? And I was consistent for about a year. So 2020 to 2021, I went from 335, 336 pounds to 230, right? And then I stayed there and I hovered there for like 6 to 9 ish months before I slowly started to regain again, right? And so I slowly started to regain, and by summer 2023, I had gotten back up to 315 without realizing it because I started engaging in bad habits again, not working out, not being, on point with my nutrition, you know? And so, yeah, I'd gotten back up to 315, 2023 summer. I'm just like, I see it. I'm like, ew, I don't like this, especially because I could feel the difference. I could see the difference. I kind of gotten a taste. Like, way I described it is when I got down to 230 that first time, like, I was in the range that most people would consider fit, like more fit than like most of, the regular population, at least here in the US. But I wasn't aesthetic OZ, put it that way. Like I wasn't like near as lean as I am now because I mean I built more muscle while doing it. So by the time I got back down to 230 again, I was leaner, but then I went even further down than that the second time. Like right now, I bounce between 212 pounds and 214. So one of the things that was a big difference maker, like the second time versus the first. So like the second time I already had the experience of going through with the first. So like I knew certain things to take into account more. So like I gave much more respect to the sustainability part of the journey, right? But then also I kind of, well, I guess whether it's subconsciously or well, it became conscious over time. accepted it as more of a mindset and identity shift, right? Like this was a lesson I had to learn the hard way. I had to learn it the hard way. But the good news is, at least due to that, it's ingrained in me. But the first time I did it more like, I'm not gonna lie, did I try to speed run the process some the first time? I did, right? I did a lot of it more the gym bro way, like the closer to the chicken, rice, and broccoli approach and all that. I'm not saying that's all I did at first, but it was much closer to that, right? And I was lifting, working out 5, 6 days a week. And again, I'm not saying that something's wrong with that per se, right? But then considerations I had the second time was I cared much more about sustainability. And I also just, something else that I had really learned was that consistency matters more than intensity. I'm not saying intensity doesn't matter, but consistency matters much more, right? And that's not even just with fitness, that's with anything that requires delaying gratification in life, you know? So that's something else I took into account. So that's part of why I was like, okay, with my approach this time, like I started learning about the minimalist approach to lifting. So basically, in a nutshell, like I lift 2, 3 times a week. These days, I usually lean towards 3 times, but when life gets like really busy, I'll do two, right? But then also kept getting my steps, and then I was also more on point with my nutrition. But then I delved much deeper and experimented much further with what I can actually do with lower calorie, high protein recipes, because I'm like, this is for not just the journey, but then also the after, because I never wanted to experience regain again. Now, I'm very thankful that after doing it again the second time, I've been able to, like I said, keep it off for the last 2 years. I'm much leaner, been in the best shape of my life, which, you know, like I just turned 30. Yeah, it hasn't even been a full month yet, but I just turned 30 and I feel better than I did in my late teens, early 20s, or at any other point in my life. So, yeah, yeah, that's pretty much my story. That's how I got into fitness, and now I help others with this too. But yeah, that was one of the main differences. Like I weaved sustainability and also gave much more thought to what I would do after. And like all the recipes I share in my short form and in my aesthetic cookbook, link in channel bio. But in all seriousness, all the recipes I share, like one, the recipes usually in the description of them, but two, they kind of basically I make them in a way that kind of strikes that balance, and I still of like being lower calorie, higher protein, and while still tasting good, right? Because again, it makes it much easier to stick to it long term. Like I still eat like that even now, even when I'm like on maintenance or whatever. I still eat like that because it just makes it much easier for me to stay lean. And I like what I eat. Like I don't even really do cheat days like that anymore. Yeah, so I mentioned that like the second time I accepted it as more of an identity and mindset shift, right? And so something that I like saying, and I believe is extremely underrated about the fitness journey, but especially the fat loss journey, is that it's basically a mental journey disguised as a physical one. You're going from having an instant gratification mentality and lifestyle most of the time to a more delayed gratification mentality and lifestyle. From my experience, that's usually just much more fulfilling, right? Like most of the major goals that people have in life is behind delayed gratification. So there's that as well, and it bleeds into every other area of your life, right? Like it was a change from, oh, I'm gonna just do what feels good in the moment. Even if you're someone that has a sort of delayed gratification mentality before, it'll up level it. If you had level 2 delayed gratification mentality, it'll take you to level 10 of it when you get in shape. So yeah, that was pretty much one of the main differences. Like it wasn't just oh, I need to do this to get there and then I'm just gonna do whatever when I get there. It's like, no, I'm the person that's accountable with what I eat now. I'm the person that I want to make sure I get at least this amount of activity a day, right? That I'm like, it's an ingrained part of me. It's not just something I'm doing just for now. It's like I'm doing it, but this is my lifestyle. because this is who I want to be. I believe it's a way, like, I'm a big believer that everybody is born with two versions of themselves, their lower self and their higher self. Our lower self, a lot of times, where our emotions lean towards more instant gratification mentality, sometimes even, more our instincts, our urges per se, or vices. But then there's our higher self, the who you want to be in life, the what you want out of life. And most of the time that's going to be behind delayed gratification, and usually tends to lead to much more fulfilling or fulfillment in life, right? Usually more purpose driven, and usually just tends to lead to a better lifestyle, right? So, yeah. Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. That's why I had to lose 100 pounds twice. That's how I became the guy standing in front of you. And yeah, yeah, that's it. Well, I mentioned it earlier in the video, and I'll mention it once again. I'm a big believer that if you're not in shape, you're not your best self, especially as a guy. And if you're not your best self, it's impossible for you to live your best life. Now, if you want to work with me one on one to unlock your best self, unlock your best life, links in the description, links also in my channel bio, free consultation. And you can also just comment or DM lean to me at aesthetic_o.z on Instagram or TikTok. That'll also be in the description. But other than that, that's all I wanted to talk about today. Have a blessed day.